What is up, guys? Welcome back to the trading world. Today I had a really solid backtesting session, and so I feel like today is a great day to review the market, post a video on it. And today I want to put the focus of this video on something that I haven't really talked about on my channel before, but I want this to be the first video I ever make about it, and that is the silver bullet. And the reason I've never made a video on the silver bullet, honestly, for so long is because I didn't fully understand it, to be honest. But after lots and lots of back testing, I really do think I am starting to get a better understanding of how it works, and I'm going to show you guys exactly one of the best examples I've ever seen of it in this video, as well as covering the market in general. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and yeah, let's jump right into it. So this was probably the most textbook 2022 model I have ever seen in my life. It literally looks like it came straight from an example ICT used in his mentorship. It literally looks like episode 3 of that 2022 mentorship, where you get a sweep of a key high, in this case Asia high. Then by the way, we are in time-based premium. We're above true week open, true session open, true 90-minute open, and then we manipulate midnight. We sweep liquidity, get this placement lower, we form a 2-minute fair value gap. Check that out, right? We form a 2-minute fair value gap. So what is this? This is your 2022 model, and you might be wondering, where's the break of structure? Where's the break of structure? Guys, it's about displacement. It's about a key drawn liquidity getting taken. It's about conceptualizing what's going on. So this is still 2022 model, even though you might be saying, oh, but this isn't a great break. Guys, it's about the context and how the fair value gap gets created. Do we take out a key drawn liquidity? Are we in premium? Are we above every true open? This is a great fair value gap for the 2022 model. So, bang. But the cool thing about this is not only is this a 2022 model, it's a very special kind of 2022 model. It's the silver bullet. And basically, what the silver bullet is it's a 2022 model that forms after 10 a.m. That's it. That's it. Right? By the way, if you don't know what the 2022 model is and it's not making sense, go watch the short form video I made explaining it, because then it'll make sense. But basically, the 2022 model is a sweep of some key high or low in the market, displacement lower, and then a fair value gap getting created. So you can see how the market holds this fair value gap. But what is the silver bullet? It is literally a 2022 model after 10 a.m. Check this out. Here's 10 a.m., right? We sweep liquidity, displacement lower on the... Oh, this is actually a 2-minute fair value gap. And then we form this fair value gap on the 2-minute, we hold it, and then you can see we go all the way lower. Pretty cool. So even if you don't trade the 2022 model, definitely look out for it in the charts while you're trading, because you can use it as context. For instance, right, if I see a sweep out Asia highs above midnight, displace lower, right? And I know it's not an official break of structure, but I'm going to just mark this out as like the break, right? So displacement below these lows. And then return back up into this fair value gap after 10 a.m. So that's silver bullet fair value gap. So silver bullet 2022 fair value gap on the 2-minute. So even if I don't trade the 2022 model, I can look at what's going on in the market, see how the market is creating this 2022 model, and then I can say, how can I use this, even if I'm not going to take this, which, by the way, if you were to take it, you know, enter at the fair value gap, stop above the internal high, and then use target, probably these equal lows, honestly. That's if you were going to take it, or you could target further if you wanted. But once again, we just want to be able to read the market so we can get on side with it. So this is a silver bullet 2022 for value gap. Okay, cool. All the true opens, we're above all the true opens. All of them were manipulated. How can I get on side? Well, here we have S&T within the gap. There's bearish SMT right there. I could pull it up, but just believe me, there's SMT with ES there. That's what you want to see. You want to see SMT at the top of your fair value gaps. And then, well, what's a really nice trade here? Check out this inversion for value gap on the 15 second. Bang. A 15-second inversion. So, even though I might not be trading the 2022 model, if my eyes are looking out for it on the charts, where is it forming? Is it a silver bullet? It's going to increase my accuracy because it's going to get me in line with the market because it's all connected. Time and price. If I know that we have a 2-minute 2022 model, I can take a lower time frame inversion to get on side with the market, right? So silver bullet for value gap on the 2-minute. Here is our aligned time frame bearish for value gap, and you can literally do this. By the way, you can align a 2022 model with a lower time frame change state delivery or inversion for value gap. So once again, SMT. By the way, what's this? Rejection block. So what does that make this? Phoenix model, right? Just for anyone who's watching my video on Phoenix model, is like, when does Phoenix model happen? Happens every day, guys. And check this out, right? If you mark out the midpoint of the rejection block, once again, what's a rejection block? It's the wick of a swing high. So if we have SMT with a rejection block, that's Phoenix model. But I don't want to get too much into stuff because for people who are watching my videos who have no idea what I'm talking about, it's kind of confusing. But we perfectly tapped the midpoint of that. Just saying. See how cool that is? If you don't know what I'm talking about, you got to watch my short form videos. Binge all of them if you have to, but you just got to watch them because I can't explain everything in one video. So, bang, we get that inversion for value gap. What's cool about this, guys? What is so cool about this when we get this? Actually, I'll show you in a second. First of all, where do we draw to? We draw back to time-based discount, back below both of these true opens, which is kind of cool. But also, you could just target these equal lows, or you could also project out the inversion for value gap. And yes, you can project out inversion for value gaps. People probably don't tell you that, but you can. By the way, look at how OTE gets hit perfectly. So project that out. Actually, let's project it out from here to here because that's where I'd want to put stop loss. Then you can see, wow, 4 projections lines up right back in time-based discount. That's so sick, right? Do you see that? 4 projections. So even though I'm not taking the 2022 model, I'm taking an inversion for value gap, I'm still using it to get on side with the market, right? See how precise of a trade that was? Bang, down 4 projections. So, okay. What else is cool about this? Well, let me show you something, right? Where's the first presented for value gap? First presented for value gap is right here. First presented for value gap happens at 9:43. This is the first fair value gap on the 1-minute chart after 9:30. Here's the first presented for value gap. You want to mark it out including the volume imbalance because there's a volume imbalance there. So first presented for value gap. Whoa, would you look at that? Not only was it delivering from this, but we were actually holding the first presented for value gap as well. Check that out. So, first presented for value gap and delivering from this 2022 model. See how everything is aligned? So this is actually, I would consider this a first strike as well because it is a 15-second inversion for value gap off of the first presented for value gap. So if you guys don't know what my first strike model is, it's where you get a 15-second or a 5-second change state delivery or an inversion for value gap off of the first presented for value gap. You could also enter on the retest of this, right? Check that out. If you entered on the retest of the inversion for value gap, dang, bro, look at that. We go all the way down. But see how the market still interacts with this first presented for value gap this whole time? I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Boom, 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 right? The market is remembering this. Look at the low time frame true open. Look at how it efficiently manipulates it into that Phoenix entry, and then we go lower. Crazy stuff, guys. Crazy stuff. And then we'll look at some more things in just a second. Let's see. What else should we look at? This was also first strike. This is a very difficult trade. I will talk about it though because it's on my mind. Where we reject the first minute for value gap, and we get a 5-second change state delivery. I'll just show you the screenshot of it. So here it is. So this is my first strike model. So this is what's cool about this is here's accumulation, right? We have just a giant range, manipulation of relatively equal highs into a key level, new week opening gap. Then this is actually a 2022 model as well because we're getting displacement below an old low. We swept out a high and we retrace back to it. So we use the first line for value gap. We get bearish SMT. And then we get, since it's a 1 minute for value gap, we align this with the 5-second or the 15-second. And yes, there's a big wick here. But guys, with the 5-second, the thing about it is there's going to be erroneous wicks that would not really be there on the 1 minute, the 5 minute, and the 15 minutes. So even with this wick here, I would still very much consider taking this because you can just, it's the 5-second and there's going to be erroneous wicks like that. So 5-second change in state, and then what's our draw on liquidity? Market open lows. That's 8R right there. You can go break even right there. You could go break even anywhere in this price leg, and you would have been chilling. Also, we had dumb money, a dumb whale buy in, market buy 22 cons. So you want to see big whales market buying at bad times, because what's that gonna do? It's going to tell you that institutions are gonna go after the biggest dumb money. Not just any dumb money. They want the biggest dumb money. So you're looking for the biggest whales to market buy at the worst times, and then that's gonna tell you, okay, the institutions are probably gonna send the market the other way. So some guy market bought 22 cons here. Okay, we know that that's probably absorption, and they're gonna send it lower. Bang, right? We also had SMT there. So that was a cool trade. Then this was cool, right? First percent for value gap. We come down. We have a 22-minute SMT. Bang, we close above the first percent for value gap. We retest it here. What's this? Dumb whales are selling into the first percent for value gap. 51 cons, 43 cons, allowing people to get their institutions to get their orders filled right here. Boom, explosion up to a consolidation up here, right? So accumulation, manipulation, market open, swept. By the way, down here, there's a Venom model, which is pretty cool. You can see here's the Venom model, the fangs. We have a key draw on liquidity taken below a true open. So here's the Venom candle. Here's the SIBI. Here's the BISI. Here's the BPR. You can see how the market respects that. We go higher. Once again, here's the first cent for value up getting inversed. I took a trade very similar to this 2 days ago, I think, where the first cent for value up got inversed. So that was pretty cool. You can enter on the retest of the inversion, or you can enter on the close of the inversion. Either way. Here's a low time frame. This is a just for fun, like just looking at the charts. But you can see how we can take the Venom entry. We can find even a line time frame change state delivery off of that. Once again, a whale selling into the limit order. This is probably the most realistic trade within this price leg, is this outside bar, right? So here we have a prior candle. We take the low and the high of the prior candle. Boom, we close higher. So this is an outside bar, right? Here, take the low, close higher. Delivering from this Venom model. So we already know that we're likely to go higher. And then the cherry on the cake is right after we get the outside bar, some whale market sells right here, adding conviction that we're probably going to go higher, and that they're going to be liquidity above Asia highs, and then bang. And this is just uh, you can take TP wherever you want. It's not an exact science. Like for instance, you could just take profit at Asia high, but this is a way that I would execute this trade: is TP1, TP2, Asia, and then be trailing the whole entire way. That's just one way I would take it. This is kind of cool. Okay, here's the Venom model, right? This is exactly how you take the Venom model, where you just enter on the retest of the BPR. You'll note we actually do not come down to the order block, which is the Venom candle. That's what VC stands for. But we do come to the top of it, which is the IOFED entry. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you got to watch my short form vids, guys. You got to watch my short form vids. They're going to explain everything. This was also during the macro, and we had a 22-minute SMT with this true open. Then, let's see. The reason we went up in the morning is because we actually had a giant 1 hour gap, and we had SMT with this gap. And I was looking at this SMT, and I thought, okay, well, that SMT, along with previous day's high SMT, should take us lower. But here's the issue. Recency of SMT matters, and it matters a lot. It matters a lot, and it's called Magneto effect, where you have a more recent SMT that forms, and then the old SMT becomes the draw on liquidity. This is the Magneto effect. So you can see we form a new SMT, the old SMT becomes the draw on liquidity, bang, all the way up there. Delivering from a 1 hour gap, you can align this with this 5-minute pin bar, which is a precision swing point. You could align this with a 5-minute change in state delivery. This is your normal flow state entry, right? Liquidity sweep, 5-minute change of state, bang. Then we have, this is a propulsion block as well. Why is this a propulsion block? Because order block, down close candle, order block, delivering off of order block, that's a propulsion block. We retest the propulsion blocks. This is a propulsion block trade as well, up to the data high. Then we have my Dynamis model, where we have a 5-minute order block, 5-minute propulsion block, and then a line time frame change of state off of it. We go all the way up data high, and then 7 and 8 projections. And let's see. Yeah, there's the 2022 model. There's a silver bullet. You can see we had Phoenix model at the top of the 2022 model here, which is kind of cool. You can see that there's no drawdown if you entered at the midpoint of the rejection block, which is just so fascinating. And this is what I call Phoenix 0, where you enter at the midpoint of a rejection block. When normal Phoenix, I enter at the bottom of a rejection block. If you want twice the RR, you can enter at the midpoint of a rejection block, and then bang. And let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, recency of SMT matters. You can see there's Magneto effect. We run back up to Asia. We are below midnight, below true week open, below true session open. If you're wondering what this is, this just means that it's been used 3 times or more. It's my nickname for a reclaimed gap. So if I'm not renaming concepts, if it's been used twice, I call it a reclaimed gap. If it's been used 3 times or more, I nicknamed it. I call it supercharged. And I notice the best models will form off of these supercharged gaps. I'll show you what I mean. So 1 hour, right? 1 hour gap right here. And we still end up using it. We use it. Actually, we should probably include the volume imbalance in it, huh? So we use it 1, 2, 3. Here, I'll show you the low time frame. We use it 1, 2, 3, and then this is the 4th time using it. So I knew that since we basically already used it 3 times, this 4th time was going to be pretty nice to use it as a key level for our trade. So, bang. And so yeah, if a gap's been used 3 times or more, I call it supercharged. Then let's see if there's anything else here. 2-minute outside bar right at news. And here's another example of dumb money will market sells into this low here. We sweep out the low, form a precision swing point, enter at the precision swing point, or aka a pin bar, then take that back up to the data high. Same thing, someone market sells, dumb money market sells, precision swing point forms, back up to the high. Same thing, but on the 5-minute. And honestly, that about wraps up this video. It's a lot, but watch it a few times if you have to, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.